Let no one despise you just because you are struggling, just because you are going through a tough time. Let no one despise you. Yes, you could be down right now, but it does not mean that that is it to you. It does not mean that that is the end of your story. It does not mean that that you are incapable of rising up. Let no one despise you. There is greatness in you. You can do better than they expect you to do. Yes, many people expect you to fail. There are some, in fact, who do not regard you. They have rejected you. They do not want to associate with you. Just because you are going through a financial problem, just because you are going through debt, it does not mean that you cannot rise up. You can still get up and rise up. So let no one despise you. Just because you are single, it does not mean that you cannot get married again. Just because you had past previous divorces, just because your relationships were not successful, it does not mean that is the end of you. Do not give up and let no one despise you. Today's word is from the book of 1 Timothy 4:12-16. 1 Timothy 4:12-16. And it reads, "Let no one despise your youth, but be an example to the believers in word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity, till I come. Give attention to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Do not neglect the gift that is in you, which was given to you by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the eldership. Meditate on these things. Give yourself entirely to them, that your progress may be evident to all. Take heed to yourself and to the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this you will save both yourself and those who hear you." Scripture clearly states that let no one despise your youth. I know some of you may be old in years, but it does not mean that that is it to you. In God's eyes, you are still in your youth. Many may think that it is the end of them. Look at Sarah. When she heard that she was about to have a baby, she smiled, she laughed. She thought it was a joke. She looked at her age. But when God promises you, He makes sure that it is fulfilled. God is not limited by your age. So what you think is impossible is very possible in the sight of God. It is very possible. So let no one despise you, but be an example to the believers in word. Let your yes be yes, and let your no be no. Be a man and a woman of your word. Do not be a double-minded person. Be an example in conduct. The way you conduct yourself, the way you express yourself. In love, be an example. Just as Jesus was an example. He was the perfect example to us. Scripture says that for God so loved the world that He gave His Son. So love was expressed by giving. Jesus gave His Son. What is it that you are giving to the people? What is it that you are giving to those that are around you? Are you giving them information that is good to them? Are you giving them words of encouragement? Are you giving them something? Are you adding value to them? Remember, just because you are not doing it, does not mean that you do not have the ability to do it. It is just because you have not discovered who you are. It could also be because some people, even after discovering who they are so terrified. They are fearful of those that are around them. They are limited by their environment. So be an example in love, in spirit and in faith. Do not be a person who lacks faith. Demonstrate your faith. This is what the scripture says. In purity, be an example. When people look at your report, let them say that surely the Lord is in this person. The Lord is in this family. Yes, they are going through a situation, but surely they have been consistent. They have been consistent with what they say. They have demonstrated the perfect love of Jesus. So let no one despise you. Scripture says, give attention to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Do not neglect the gift which is in you. Right there. Do not neglect the gift which is in you. A lot of people think that they are not gifted. My God, how I wish I'm speaking to somebody. Just because you have been performing poorly in some activities, just because whenever work has been allotted to your friends, you are the one who's the last, does not mean that you are not gifted. Yes, you may not be good in that area, but there are areas where you excel far much more better than your friends. It is because you have not yet given time to discovering who you are. It is because you have not yet given time to develop your gifts. Have you tried out all the things that are in this world? Some of the things even you despise could be where you are very gifted at. The things that you call insignificant, the things that you said you will never do, the things that you don't want to associate with could be where you are gifted. The gift comes to benefit those that are around you. So give attention to your gift. Do not neglect the gift that is in you, brothers. Scripture says, meditate on these things. Give yourself entirely to them, that your progress may be evident to all. There it is. I love this verse. Meditate on these things. Meditate on those things continually. Keep speaking what God says you are. If God says you are rich, keep speaking it. If God says that you are a king, keep declaring it. If God says you are healed, keep speaking it. You may feel pain, but keep speaking it. The more you speak it, the more you will see it. Well, I have come to the end of this message. And if you have been blessed by this message, let me know in the comment section. Share this message with somebody else. Introduce somebody to the good news. Now, until next time, shalom.